What's up, guys? It's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a nurse that's obsessed with all things beauty in my free time. So what we're doing today is we're putting on this face of makeup, talking through and trying on all the products I bought from the ULTA 21 Days of Beauty sale, as well as trying some new products from ULTA that I haven't got a chance to try out yet. I'm telling you my first impressions and thoughts on these products. There were some hits and there were definitely some misses in here. So if you want to see my thoughts on what I bought, just keep watching. So before we start, I just want to mention that I didn't buy a ton of things from the sale. I feel like a lot of times the ULTA 21 Days of Beauty has a lot of repeats, but if you click through online, there are some gems and like the deals that are multiple brands you kind of have to click on to find the hidden gems that are on sale. But I know a lot of people were complaining about the fact, every 21 Days of Beauty that comes around, there's a lot of repeats, which I totally understand. But, it's also a time to stock up on products that you might love that go on sale twice a year, whatever it may be. And it can't be that bad because Sephora copies the deals literally every day. So you really can't beat an Ulta sale. So I did stock up on just a few products, and then I'm going to toss in some other products that weren't from the sale as well that we're going to try. The first one I want to talk about, I'm not going to apply because it is a skincare product. It's the Peach and Lily Wild Dew Treatment Essence. This is an essence that I've gone through in the past. It was the first essence I ever purchased. So this is technically a backup because I'm currently using my Primera one. But the bottle looks like this. It has a lovely light scent and it is super hydrating. I love this for at nighttime as a first step in my skincare. This retails for about $40, so I got it for $19.50, which is a great price for a nice essence, and this will last a couple of months, so I'm very excited about that. Obviously, we're not going to apply that today. This is just going in my skincare backup drawer because I like to only have a product or two open in each category of skincare at a time because skincare does expire, so make sure to not open everything at once. The next product is a brow product. Actually, I have two brow products. It's the Urban Decay Brow Blade Waterproof Pencil and Ink Stain. I got the shade Neutral Nana, which is like the neutral brown shade. I had a hard time picking what shade because they have quite a few different shades, and I thought that multiple shades might work for me, but I think I just did my nails, of course. This has a pencil side, really skinny little pencil, and then a brow blade side. I have recently got into the brow blade, brow flick type of brow pen world, and I just fell in love with the Milani Weekend Brow. I really like this for the front of my brows, and I do natural like hair-like strokes with a little pen. And I've heard good things about the brow blade, so I mean, it might be a little bit late for me, but the pen feels really, really dry, so we'll see. I've been liking doing my brows before anything else lately. So what I would normally do is fill my brows in with the pencil. Usually I use the Anastasia Brow Definer, which is much thicker than this little pen here. So I'm curious about that. I like a thicker brow pencil purely because I'm lazy and you can go faster with something a little bit thicker, but this can obviously give more, natural hair-like strokes. I'm just concerned with it feeling a little bit drier that it might break off, but it's working nicely. And sometimes a drier formula is good because it lasts longer versus like something super creamy just like rubs right off your brows. I mean, that looks okay for being like a neutral shade. I feel like it's definitely looking a little bit red for my preference. I think I prefer something a little bit more ashy. Maybe that's just me. The other thing with this is that you need a spoolie nearby because there's not a spoolie, which is kind of annoying because, once again, I'm lazy. But that was really easy. That's just the pen. I'm going to do the other side real quick. So far, it's not bad. Let's try the brow flick side. So it has a little pen like that. I think it added a little bit of definition to the front of my brows. I'm gonna brush it out once more. I think that looks nice, but I'm gonna just compare. I definitely like the shade of my Milani Weekend Brow better, and that one I have in medium brown. Like, as you can see there, it's like a darker, more neutral brown, and the Urban Decay is more of a warm brown. It just looks a little bit too warm in my brows, but that's okay. You know, you live and you learn, and I've never tried that brow pencil before, so. I like it for half price, but I don't think that this is something, unless I found my shade, maybe I would like it more, but I don't think this is something I would buy. I think it's in the $20-something range, and I maybe paid $12.50 for it. So not a bad price, half price. The next product is another restock slash repurchase for me. This was the Benefit Gimme Brow. This is in the shade 3. I just love this brow gel. I'm actually not going to open this one because I have another one open right now. I had a tiny little sample a few months ago and I just really fell in love with it. So I thought, since it's on sale, it's a good time to stock up. I love this because it has this little tiny brow wand. It's not too thick. The shade 3 is not too dark for my brows. And it gives them some volume, which I personally love because I have very sparse brows. But it also gives a little bit of hold and holds my brow hairs up. I don't need anything super crazy. I'm not like a silk brow type person. But as long as they, you know, are held up nicely, that's really all I care about. And yeah, love that brow gel. Highly recommend it if you can ever get it on sale because it's obviously better price. I think it was mid-teens, half off. I guess I got 2 brow products. I really didn't realize that. Next, I bought the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. I got the shade Light Neutral. This has amazing reviews. I was in between a few of the tinted moisturizers they had on sale. They had the Cover FX one on sale, but that one only has 4 shades and the reviews are very abysmal compared to the raving, glowing reviews, both on Sephora and Ulta for this Halo tinted moisturizer. So, as you can see, I definitely have a few blemishes. And what I like to do when, especially because this is a tinted moisturizer, I want to give myself a little bit of coverage before we go in with the tinted moisturizer. I already primed my face with this glossy skin balm from Touch in Sol. No, glassy skin balm. It's a really nice, thick moisturizer type texture because it's been hours since I did my skincare this morning. So I wanted to add a little bit of moisture in. And then I'm going to go in with my Benefit Buoyant Concealer because I really enjoy this concealer. And I'm going to just place it on my blemishes and we're going to let it sit there for a second before I go in with a beauty sponge and just let this, if you let your concealer kind of sit for a second, it can really get a little bit thicker and blend a little bit better. While we're waiting, I'm just going to prime my eyes with a little bit of the MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. I like this eye primer because it gives such a nice, easy base for eyeshadow, but I do find that my eye makeup does crease a little easier with this than some eye primers like the Urban Decay. That's still such a good eye primer, the Urban Decay, I can't remember what it's called. You know, the eye primer. Okay, now that's set. For a second, I'm just going to take my Rare Beauty concealer brush and really just dab the spots I need some coverage. I find that when you apply concealer this way over blemishes, it blends in better because you're putting your foundation or tinted moisturizer over it, instead of applying maybe a concealer that's just a tad lighter than your foundation on top of your foundation, and it kind of sticking your, you know, making your blemishes stick out a little bit more. I've been trying to open new boxes with kind of wet nails, and clearly it's not working. Now I'm going to take some of that tinted moisturizer. I'm going to take a little bit of this on my hand. I have no clue if this is a good shade match for me. Here it is. It's a little bit thinner than I expected, which I like a thin texture because it's usually easier to blend. I have my It Cosmetics Airbrush Flawless Foundation Brush. I think this is number 132, if I remember correctly. Wow, I'm good. Number 132. It's an ULTA It Cosmetics brush. And I'm just going to blend that everywhere. If I'm in between shades and it's a lighter coverage product, you know, I'm in between shades to buy, I usually go a little bit darker because it is lighter coverage. I can, you know, blend it into my skin a little bit easier. And if a product's just a little bit too light, then I find that I look ghostly, and it emphasizes dry texture on my skin a little bit more than if it's just a little bit darker. That's what I prefer personally. And I can always, you know, bronze up my neck or bring the foundation down my neck if I have to. And I do self-tan quite often. That's looking really nice. It's blending into the skin really easily. It definitely has like a medium coverage, but I'm glad I put that concealer on first. If you can see my skin, it's looking really nice. It's definitely glowy, like the name says. Not emphasizing dry texture at all. My forehead looks nice. My forehead usually looks dry, if anything does. So yeah, I'm really, really loving that so far. I thought I would, you know, based on reviews. I don't have anything new for eyeshadow, but I'm going to try this Sipping Pretty palette, this Kylie Cosmetics palette. This is like old, from her 21st birthday. I got this free. I would never pick this for myself, but I got this free on a Ulta Beauty Diamond Day. I think I'm just going to use some of the brown pinky mattes to kind of go with my shirt and more of a springtime pinky look. I'm not going to talk through this because I don't think anyone really cares about a review on this because it's really old and probably going to be discontinued. That's probably why I got it free. So let me speed you up. We'll do my eyes and I'll come back. so I just went ahead and did my eyes with this palette. The eye look isn't anything special. The mattes are powdery and the glitters are a little chunky. Definitely not my favorite palette. And it's probably being discontinued, and that's why I got it for free. Oh yeah, I like the KKW eyeshadow formula better. I have the classic Blossom palette from KKW, and that is way better than this. I also used my CoverGirl Waterproof Exhibitionist mascara because it's such a good mascara with a fluffy wand. And I went ahead and did my concealer under my eyes, and I just used the same Benefit concealer, and then we can move on with the face. I should mention that I'm done with 21 days of beauty items. I only bought 4 items from the sale, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that, but I did buy some other items from different sales because Ulta's always having a sale, so we're going to use some of those for the rest of this look. A product I can't believe I haven't tried yet is the Honest Beauty Cream Cheek Blush, and I got the shade Peony Pink because I thought it would be a good spring shade. Here's what it looks like here, and I think it'll be a perfect shade with this shirt. My eyeshadow looks a little bit more purple than I expected, but that's okay. We'll just swatch it on my hand first, if I can find a spot. It looks like a nice, you know, kind of creamy formula that's going to be a little more on the matte side, which I don't mind as long as it doesn't emphasize texture. I'm just going to dab some on my cheek. And I'm going to use my foundation brush. A lot of times I'm too lazy to get another brush, and this is what I do, and then I just blend it up. And that is blending really nicely. I'm going to do the other side. It's kind of like a waxy almost feeling formula, but it doesn't give me any issue when I go to blend it out. I know so many people love this blush formula. I personally just like a cream blush that doesn't emphasize any issues I have on my cheeks, because that's where I get a lot of my acne because of masks. Like right in here, because of my mask, I tend to get acne. I'm just gonna put a little more. So it can't emphasize anything like that, and just has to make my cheeks look really glowy, but not be too sheer. And this is definitely a really, really beautiful blush. Yeah, I like that a lot. I also recently purchased a few products from Rituel de Fille. It's a French beauty brand, and they're newly sold at Ulta. My purchase, I also received the Rare Light Cream Luminizer in Ice Bow, which is a cream highlight. I need to reach out to them because this actually came falling out of the pan, which is like, the product's fine, but it was like stuck to the mirror when I opened it. So that was kind of a bummer, especially for like a $30 highlighter. So it's more of like an iridescent glow. I'm gonna rub some off on my hand first and just tap it in. This is definitely a product that I feel like the texture needs to be warmed up on the fingers a little bit. It's definitely iridescent, if you can see that. It's different for me, but it's not over the top. I don't know if this would be like an everyday highlight for me, just because it is an iridescent shade. It's interesting. I think if it were up to me, it would be like more of like a golden champagne peachy shade that's more natural, because it's kind of has a purple shift, it doesn't look super natural on the cheeks. So I don't know how I'm feeling about these products. I've only tried the blush in Delirium so far, and I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. I'm going to powder my face with nothing new, just some Beauty Bakery flour powder, just to set things down a little bit before I go in with some powder products. I always pat out the creases under my eye. It's normal to get creases under your eye. There is no creaseless product, and if there is, it looks cakey. So don't worry about that. Just powdering a little bit. I don't want to powder too much over my cheeks and you know, get rid of the product. I already, you know, cover up the cheek products. Another new to me product from Ulta is this L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronzer, and I have the shade 01 Light. I think there's 2 or 3 shades of this. It's like kind of a big pan. It reminds me of the Marc Jacobs bronzer just a little bit. I bought this because my friend Emily's makeup bag, raves about this bronzer, and she's not like a super glowy bronzer type of person, and she loves this bronzer. She is at Emily's Makeup Bag on YouTube and on Instagram. I can link her account below. I've used this only once, and I was like really on the go and didn't have time to fully examine how I feel about it. I'm just using a fluffy Wet n Wild brush for this. It's not too powdery in the pan or anything, but you can definitely pick up product. I think this is a really good shade for me. I'm looking for a dupe for like the only glowy bronzer I truly love is the Hourglass Luminous Light Bronzer, and that's a little mini, and this is a huge pan. Because all my drugstore bronzers are really, really matte. So I just want a glowier powder option from the drugstore, and I definitely think this is pretty. It doesn't look too ashy, it doesn't look too warm, it's not too pigmented, it's easy to blend. This is definitely a winner for me, I can already say that, and I think it was like $12 or something like that. I have a ton of new lip products to try somehow. I've accumulated quite a few lip products, but I think the one I want to try the most goes along with my Ulta order, and it's the Honest Beauty. It's the Honest Beauty Tinted Lip Balm in Fruit Punch. It's more of like a corally peachy shade, but I don't think it's going to be too pigmented. Okay, that's pretty, but it doesn't at all go with this look. It's like, it is a sheer balm. It's really moisturizing. I like that, but it looks terrible with this look. So we're gonna wipe that off and try again. This is new, but it's not from Ulta. It's the Pat McGrath lipstick in 1995. This was just a little mini that I got with one of my last Sephora orders. So we're kind of cheating here a little using a Sephora product, but I really want to try this shade of lipstick, and it looks like a good nude for this look. It's like a pretty mauve-y brownie nude. I'm just gonna add a little bit of my favorite lip liner for light colored lipstick. It is Versatile Chestnut from Makeup Forever. I like that a lot better with the lip liner. I feel like my blush got lost a little bit after I added powder. So I'm just gonna go in and see how this applies over powder and just apply a tad more blush. That actually applies really nicely over powder. I really like it. But yeah, that's it for my Ulta 21 Days of Beauty and recent Ulta purchases try on. I definitely think most of these were winners, except for probably the Sipping Pretty palette from Kylie Cosmetics, but this was like a free gift with purchase. So I really don't care about that. I think my skin looks really nice. I really love how the Halo tinted moisturizer is looking so far. I love the cream blush. I'm not sure. I like the highlight formula from Rituel de Fille, but I'm not sure about that shade. I love this bronzer so far. The brow products I like. I'm not sold on the shade I got from Urban Decay, but overall I'm really happy with the purchases I got from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Let me know down below in the comments what you picked up from the sale, if anything, what you want to see from me in future videos. And I also wanted to mention that I have a Sephora video coming up about new skincare releases from Sephora, because I've acquired quite a few new releases. So I just want to gather my thoughts a little bit more on those products, because skincare takes a lot longer to form opinions on. So that will be coming soon, and we will see you guys in my next one. Bye.